evening. Correct? It's evening?
Yep. 6:30 p.m. here.
Whew, 9-hour difference. It's the same thing with
Yeah.
Luca. So, good afternoon, evening. Hold on, let me get this set up.
Good morning.
Yeah. Got my fresh brew of coffee to start the morning. But how are you? How are things in Spain, and how are the coronavirus happening and everything over there?
Well, I'm fine. Everything's slowly getting better. Slowly, but I mean, it's getting better. How are things there?
Are you guys on super lockdown too? Because in California, we can't do anything.
Yeah, we can go out to, like, we can go out for a walk, but we have like 3 hours. We can go out from, what is it, like 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. and that's it.
Only
Like, you
3
can't.
hours?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
Well, I guess then you can
And
do a 3-hour show, right? Outside?
I guess,
Well, and also I saw on Instagram that you went to the hospital for your leg.
yeah, because I went out during those 3 hours after being on lockdown for 43 days. Like, I didn't leave my house for anything, and I fell down and I fucked up my knee, and now I can't go out.
Well, talk about irony there. But is everything okay? So did you break
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just have to rest for a few weeks, and that's it.
another few more weeks of lockdown and insanity?
Yeah, but it could be worse.
So during this, are you seeing the rest of your band members as well? During this whole, have you seen them at all, or is it just all digital?
Nope, not at all. All digital. Like, we can't see each other because we can't leave the cities where we are at. We can't do anything.
Are you guys close together in traveling distance, or?
No, no. We're all inside Madrid, but for example, Kasbeel, our guitarist, lives like an hour and a half away from me in public transport. So yeah.
So then, how did you guys all find each other? If you guys are so separated, how did you guys all find each other?
Social media. Well,
Social
I
media?
met him in person, yeah, in a club, and then social media. We were looking for new musicians to change the band's formation, and that's it.
Have you guys all seen each other yet so far since before the quarantine?
Yeah, sure.
And then, so who originally started the band? Like, who was the first to initiate it?
He did, Kasbeel.
Okay. And then you guys are technically a 5-piece band, correct? You have 5
Yeah.
members. And so you have Kasbeel on guitar, Daniel on drums, and it's Leo? Leo on guitar as well. And then I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, Iker? Iker? Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, Iker, that's fine.
Oh, okay, nice. So then how did you guys all, so Casio started the band and then he found you?
No, the band had Iker at the start too, but they had a different drummer and a different guitarist and a different singer. And then stuff happened and we just changed the formation. The singer left and then the drummer also left and then the guitarist also left. But I don't know, like we didn't want to like just throw away the band and start from zero. So
now from the EP that you guys released in 2019, is that?
Yeah, I wasn't there. No, I wasn't there.
Oh, okay. When did you come into the picture?
I came in October.
Okay, so
2019. Yeah. So like the song that I sent you, like those are my vocals, but there's an EP from before. So that's not me.
Okay. And have you guys been working on new music during this whole quarantine stuff, sending stuff to each other?
Yep. We're actually planning, we're songwriting, right now. And we are planning on recording our first album this summer, if everything goes well.
Nice.
I hope so.
As long as we can come out.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I hope that in August I can leave my house. Like, I hope.
I mean, you can also do the Marilyn Manson thing. He had people just carrying him on stage while he had his broken leg. You can just do that.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting when I saw, like, so I don't know who runs the Spotify, your guys' Spotify page, but you have a playlist for music inspirations. You know, it has Motorhead, Slayer, Ginger, the big heavy metal bands. But then I saw there's Amy Winehouse, Red Hot Chili Peppers. But that's cool though.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
people don't expect that.
hmm I personally have, like, I enjoy all kinds of music, and I mean, like, all kinds of music. And I think it happens to all of us. And I think that's great because we have a lot of different influences. And I don't know, like, it seems interesting to incorporate stuff that has nothing to do with metal. Like, I don't know, Amy Winehouse things to my vocals, or, like, I don't know, um, anything from other bands that are out of metal in general.
And then how did yourself, like, if you don't mind me asking, how young are you?
I am 17. I'm turning 18 this September.
Jesus, and you're already in a metal band, and now I'm thinking about what am I doing with my life? And how did you get into metal? How did you find, how were you baptized by metal?
I had an emo phase when I was like 13. And so, I don't know, I started listening to rock, and I found out that I needed like heavier stuff. And I had this friend that introduced me to like bands like Avenged Sevenfold and Ballad for My Valentine, and it just grew on me. And that's it, a metalhead.
Hey, I've noticed that it's from yeah. On Friday, I spoke to a band. Miguel, he's a guitar player for a band called Steel Rats, and then Luca in Russia. And it's amazing to see all these metal bands from different areas of the countries, and it's growing and expanding. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a man named Punk Rock MBA who talked about, oh, metal's declining, rock is going on the decline. And I travel a lot, and from now just seeing and talking to now in Spain, metal's not declining. It's all over the world.
I mean, I don't know if it's not declining, but it's definitely, at least here in Spain, the scene is not what it used to be. Metal here is not a mainstream thing. And it's not that there is no public, but like there are 2 or 3 big bands, and that's all. And then there's tons of small local bands that just don't get to, like, they don't get anywhere because there's no public. Like, people are not willing to pay, even if it's $3 for a concert. You're not gonna pay anything, and that's the problem.
So when the quarantine's lifted, are you guys going to think about like playing not in Spain then, somewhere else outside of Madrid?
Outside of Madrid, I hope that we play soon. I don't know, out of Spain, because I mean, I can't afford traveling for a concert. So, but who knows? Maybe one day.
So maybe you guys are. So what you said there was like a couple bands near you that are big. What are those big bands that are in your area that are big?
I mean, I don't know from Madrid, but I mean, like, from Spain. There are so big metal bands from here. There's this band called Megara, and they're pretty well known especially in Latin America, and they're decently big, like big enough to make a living out of music. But that's it.
From here, from Spain, you can maybe Angelus Apatrida or Cannibal Grandpa.
Also, Cannibal Grandpa?
Yes, Cannibal Grandpa.
Okay.
Cannibal Grandpa are even from here, from Madrid. We even text the drummer from Cannibal Grandpa when we were looking for one, but there was no luck.
I'm sorry, can you put him up a little bit more? I can't hear because of the echo.
Oh, yeah, sure, sorry. Laura.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Good evening to you too, sir.
We text the drummer from Cannibal Grandpa, Rufo, to see if he wanted to join the band, but there was no luck, unfortunately.
And this is Leo I'm talking to?
No, that's Kasbeel.
Oh, Kasbeel, okay. So then, how do you feel with the metal scene coming into Spain and I guess from Madrid, and how you guys found each other? What do you think you guys are going to do to maybe change that? Do you think you guys can change that to make the rock scene bigger?
Oof. I honestly don't know. I think it's something that has a lot to do with culture, and like, it's like metal is not, like, it does not fit into the culture that we have here, especially with music and everything. Like, there's public, and maybe that public will grow in the next few years, but I honestly don't think so. So yeah, the only options are going out or staying here and being a small band, play small shows, you know.
Well, maybe during the quarantine, if you guys can do, some bands have done Zoom where you guys can have set up separately and you guys can play and jam. You can sit and sing, you know, as you can't stand.
Yeah.
Being creative as you guys are, and you guys are still very active on Instagram and social media and promoting yourself. And so, where did the band name come from? It's very interesting.
Well, that's quite a strange story. First, we were named Duality, was the very bad name, actually. We didn't like it. And when we were about to launch the EP, with my father, that is a musical producer, said that we should choose a name that wasn't popular in Spotify, that there weren't many bands that used the name, and Duality, there was like 500 bands that used the name. So we started thinking about many names in the WhatsApp group, saying a lot of names that a few names that four of us liked it, but one of us didn't like. So we noted that name and keep saying names. And then our previous guitarist said Rapriest. So we went to Spotify, and there was one artist, a rapper, that had used that name, and not even for a full song. Is that it was just a feat, and Rapriest came from rape plus priest, like criticism to pedophilia and that things. So we decided to add the saint just to, why not?
Well, it does stick out. It's easy to find you guys because you just pop up right off the bat.
Yeah.
And so for like your guys' logo, it has a cool, I don't know if you guys even meant to do it, has a cool, well, I'm going to say like kind of punk writing to it and language to it when you're looking at it. So like a Misfit style or suicidal tendencies kind of font to it.
Yeah, like we're actually planning on changing the logo because to me it looks like a graffiti, like it doesn't.
And the S looks like a duck.
Yeah, so
we don't have the name of the WhatsApp group with the S changing with a duck emoji.
Ah, okay. And now you mentioned that your dad is a producer, and so does he help with your guys' music?
Yeah. Sir, can you repeat the question? I didn't hear you well.
So then everything that you guys done is through your dad's studio that you guys recorded?
Yeah, mostly the last song that the Goddess of the End, no, Missing Freedom. It was produced by a producer from the Netherlands. He was called Jill Hasnot, because he offered us a promotion offer to produce it for free. But we mastered the song at my father's studio because it was free, most for that. We can afford going to a studio of premium quality or even good quality. Here in Madrid, for example, the cheapest studio without an audio engineer is like $15 an hour. With the medium salary here is quite a lot, and we that are young don't have so much money, so we can't go to a studio to record. But
it's really
we are lucky,
that you guys can still do it for free for that small, at least for the amount of you guys can do. That's huge, and most bands can't say that. They're making it and mixing it from their own house.
Yeah, and yes, I'm actually trying to learn how to produce and all that. But for example, this summer, if we can go, we will have the guitar tracks and the bass tracks, and even maybe the voice tracks recorded here at home without distortion, without any effects, just the guitar into the computer with a good quality sound interface and all that. So the quality will be good. And then in Cadiz, in the studio that is far away, so we can't just take everything there and record everything there. And also we have a little time to do it. Then use those pre-recorded tracks, sending through the amps and through the computer and work the sound there, but without recording actually. We'll only have to record the drums and the voice, so it will even be cheaper.
Yeah, so basically to save time, we will record as much as we can here at home and then just work on the sound there.
Well, at least you guys will be ready for when you guys can go, maybe make it, go to a producer or do something like that. You already have it ready. You don't have to mess around. You don't have to bullshit around.
That's it.
But so what, let's say post-production have you been using on the sides? Are you using Logic, Pro Tools, Appleton, or anything like that?
I actually have no clue about that.
Kasbeel,
it's not my part.
Kasbeel, what program are you using?
I think it's Pro Tools.
For recording at home, before I used Studio One, but it fucked up, and now I can't use it for some reason I don't understand. My father sent me a computer with Pro Tools. The computer broke, and now I'm using Reaper. But there and the studio, the big studio in Cali, we are recording all through Pro Tools.
Now, I know that obviously you weren't part of the first EP when it came out. You weren't even part of the 2 singles. But I'm curious about the name for the first EP. We can do whatever we want, Kasbeel. Is that like a big fuck you to somebody?
It's like a big fuck you to everybody who says that now this band had a good start in the first album. Now they are shit. For example, like the people said with Metallica with the Load, the Reload, or the Black Album. Let's be honest, the Saint Anger is shit. That's all the work. And or even with In Flames, there are so much people that say that the new albums are shit. But I mean, they are not the same that they were when they were beginning. And they invented a very popular style, but they are no longer that style. But that's not bad. They can do whatever they want because that's their music, what they like to do, what they like to listen.
And do you think you guys are going to change over time?
Well, maybe. I'm quite unstable with my music taste.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's something that you develop over time and your style changes. It changes, and it changes with your influences, it changes with, just, we're pretty young, like all of us are really young, so it's probably going to be really different from here to, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 years.
And you guys are all really talented, and I'm a little bit jealous. You guys are very young and very talented, but you're very good. You guys are still blossoming and still learning, and also you just put out 2 singles with the band, and you're still learning and growing your vocal style as well. But your covers that you've been doing just from your own home are pretty amazing. So you are growing right now, and I'm sure it's going to carry over into the band and writing the music.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. But yeah, I still have a lot of work to do on my vocals. But and being honest, like there's something, like I had it easier than other people for some reason, and I'm trying to seize that and take advantage of that as much as I can and learn as much as I can during quarantine, just so that when we go out and record this album, I do it like the best that I can. Because now I listen to, for example, Goddess, which was the first song that I recorded with them, and I like it was fine, and when it came out I was so happy with how it sounded, because I had never ever listened to my vocals produced and, you know, well mixed, because you know, I don't know how that's done, and and so like I can record myself, but that's it. And when I first listened to it, I remember I was mind blown, because I was like, wait, I can sound like that. And now when I listen to it, I see all of this stuff that I would have done so differently, and it would have made it sound so much better. But I mean, at the same time, that's good, because that means I'm getting better and I'm learning new stuff. So, yeah.
Now, who goes with the songwriting and lyric writing? How do you guys all come together with that?
Kasbeel writes mostly everything. He wrote the lyrics to Goddess and to everything that was done before. I'm working on the lyrics of the songs that were not finished to this album. And then each one writes its part, but like if I have a good idea for maybe a guitar riff or something, like I can just tell them, and it's something, you know, it's kind of like a brainstorm.
Yes, and this album will have more of my influence, because most of the songs, well, no, not most of them, but very much of them were composed before most of the actual members of the band came. And before this formation was the perfect formation for the band, I composed everything, because anyone did nothing. Even the bassist is starting to do things now. So I like everyone to compose, because it's not everybody compose I only compose the songs. The songs will be mine, not of the band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also Raiden wants to kill me every time she reads lyrics I wrote.
Yeah, because he does this thing where like the words aren't accentuated correctly, and it just pisses me off so much. Because no, but that's fine. It's something that you can fix easily. Like.
So are you guys gonna do another single, or are you guys gonna save everything now for putting out another album after quarantine?
I mean, we're saving everything as much as we can now for this album, and I don't know what's coming after that. Like, I'm just looking forward to this summer and the album and everything. But yeah, meanwhile, I don't know. Like, we're not releasing any music before the summer.
And how much do you guys have cataloged so far? How much have you guys written, coordinated together, and how much you guys have saved up?
It's mostly done, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff left to do. Because there's a lot of songs that are like halfway done, and then there's another couple of songs that are totally finished, and then there's songs that are finished, but they were written a long time ago, so we want to change some stuff. So I'd say we're close to finishing it, but we still have a little bit of work to do. Like, how many songs do we have? Like 12 so far? 10?
We have 12. Wait, I'll check it out. But mostly all the basic ideas are done. We have a few second guitars left, a few drums. Well, maybe the drums are all finished, because the drummer is composing them in the head, but he has no drums now because he's at home. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 songs, with one is an intro, and another is not one song that it's a song.
Now, you guys came up with a name
more like improvisation.
Have you guys came up for a name possibly for it?
A name for a song?
No, for the album.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be called Tombstone of God.
Tombstone of God?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So, so what's going to be the idea behind Tombstone of God?
Basically, it was the song that we liked more when we decided the name. Now it isn't. Like now, actually, is the song I like the less, which is good actually. It's like all the songs I composed after that song I like the most, but I still like the first song of this album, the Tombstone of God, which we will be reworking in the next few weeks to change it a bit, so it's part of the band style, not only mine.
Yeah, because that's...
And the name of the album is actually decided like since 2 years ago, since I started the band almost. But we haven't been able to record well, mostly due to informality of the members.
So it's kind of like you're having a Nikki Sixx moment. You're waiting for that one time. I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm ready to call us Motley Crue. I'm ready to use this name. I think you guys are worthy.
Yeah. No, but it sounds really cool, and as soon as we fix the song a little bit just so that it fits more into what the album's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be a great song.
And see, that sounds more red and less light blue.
Well, that's awesome. I'm really stoked. I've already kind of talked about a message saying, about for the Goddess of the End and some recommendations maybe going forth. Because it's a great song, and you guys, your voice is dark and it's brutal and it's surprisingly dark. You don't expect that coming out of you. And I won't say it over what tips I gave, and I hope she conveyed it over to you, Kasbeel, but maybe in the post-production side and what you guys can do so you can like really make the sound bigger, because you guys definitely have the talent behind it. It was a very, very nice find to find you guys, and you guys are very talented.
Well, thanks.
Currently right now, what are you guys listening to that are maybe inspiring you to create some new music, maybe go a different direction? Who are you blasting a lot right now?
I'm getting more and more into deathcore, which is not something that I necessarily want to put into our band because it's not a deathcore band, but there's a lot of...
In fact, she is listening, and she and our guitarist Leo, they are listening so much to deathcore, and I don't like deathcore at all, except bands like Slaughter to Prevail and some one-at-time bands. Like, I like 2 little bands of core. Mostly I don't like core, and they are more and more getting into core, and I'm afraid, actually.
No, but I like deathcore because there's this crazy vocalist that just do this crazy stuff, and I find it curious, and then it's interesting because like I'm never gonna sound like that, but it's stuff that you can slightly incorporate just so that Kasbeel is happy and our songs don't sound like deathcore, but it has that little bit of, that's one influence.
Yeah, we wanted to play the Militia as a cover, but our drummer is afraid.
Is there any new artists that you're really surprised by right now that's came out? Like, I've been impressed by Code Orange. I've been a big fan of those with their new album came out. Ginger with their album last year and whatnot. Any new albums that you guys are really surprised that you've kind of been listening to and like, oh shit, this is pretty freaking amazing?
I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know.
I would answer, but I didn't hear the question, actually.
Is there any album that you've discovered lately that you find especially interesting, or that you've been blasting or anything?
The Hail Stand by Periphery.
What was that?
That's fucking awesome, actually. And the tuning is quite strange, and it's weird, very weird, but the sound of the album is awesome. Like everything Periphery does.
So I guess what the best way also to go into it is, do you think you guys will do a live performance before the quarantine's going on? Like, maybe separate, maybe just doing it with, even if you can't get all the band members on, because like Instagram, you guys can do 2 at a time. So say it's just you and Kasbeel, and then you guys everything else kind of like backtracking, maybe just for 2 songs or something like that.
I mean, we could, and it's something that we thought of when all of this began, but it's kind of a problem because, for example, our drummer doesn't have his drums at home. Um, Leo doesn't have like a sound card to record his audio, so it's kind of, we could, and maybe I can go live with Kasbeel and sing a couple of songs, but it's kind of hard, you know?
Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys will be able to, and I would love to, because I travel a lot personally, and I was supposed to go to France to Hellfest this year. That got canceled.
Yeah.
So hopefully I would love to make it out there and see you guys do a little local performance and whatnot, and see Spain. I've never been to Spain. I've been all over Europe, but I've never been to Spain and whatnot. So that would be a nice bucket list to see you guys perform live.
That's cool. Thanks, dude.
I would love to like take the time for like, because I see you guys have your fans watching right now, and if they want to ask you guys any questions, let's do it and see what everybody has curious about you. So anyone,
Yeah, sure.
ask their questions about them while you can, to see what dying what they know about the band. If anybody cares to. I've been recently getting back into more 80s metal, kind of going back and listening to the old ways of how they were recording. And it's very interesting to watch that. And when they didn't have, you know, like Pro Tools and Logic X and all this digital format, and they did everything in one take.
That blows my mind because, like, I'm a really perfectionist person. Like, I need everything to be perfect. And so if I'm gonna record a 1 minute cover, I'm gonna spend like as much time as I can recording it over and over again, and just thinking of, you know, what you said, recording a song in one take perfectly, like especially with how expensive like studios are, you know, like this. I just don't understand how they could do that, but
yeah, like, actually, I'm at home. And despite I actually like recording the songs in one take, not said in the first take, but in one take. And it's also hard to record myself and correct a mistake I did. Yeah. If I'm recording myself, so actually everything we have recorded is one. It's one take. Every instrument.
Not my vocals.
Well, maybe the bass. Maybe the bass, as I went to the bass's home to record it because he hasn't the equipment to record. And the bass maybe has 2 takes because he's actually so good, and he's one of the best musicians of the band.
Definitely.
But my guitars are one take, every one of them. Because I don't like to mix 2 takes, and also it's hard when I'm recording myself. I try to do it for the recording.
When you guys, when you were picking up with the music,
a live session of one song that will not be in the album, but we will be recording it also this summer as a live session, like one take.
Yeah.
And see how it sounds.
And I'm scared of that.
And as you're doing this one take, and as you're practicing, and you're doing your riffs, and you're jamming, how are you coming up with your? Because it sounds like, Kasbeel, you're almost like the center. You're the brains of almost everything. When you're playing a riff and you're putting everything, do you start then piecing together her vocals, drums, bass, and kind of like then molding it together and kind of sending out to everyone to put their 2 piece in?
Wait. Right on. Read it. It's like I hear you, but I don't understand it quite well because from one speaker to the
middle. So when you're doing a riff and you're doing a one take yourself, as you're doing the one take, do you start picturing Raven's voice and then hearing the rest of the band on top of that as you're doing your one take?
I do, but not when I'm recording it, but maybe this is a gift or a curse, because when this happens to me in the middle of, let's say, an exam, is quite annoying. But I hear the full song, or almost the full song, since the first time the riff comes in my head. I mean, that's good, but from in the other hand, it pisses me off when I have to change something. Maybe we have changed it and it sounds better, but it pisses me off, really. Even if I like more the change, but it's like, it hurts. We have two songs that they wanted to change a bit because I composed them, but I won't let them. Those are my kids. I won't let them touch them. But, just I'm hearing every time the whole song in my head, and then it's easier to me to record it, the full song with drums and bass and voices, or even writing in a guitar pro, and then sending them and send the song to the band and say, this is the main idea.
Yeah.
Do your part. But this, I started doing it actually when the previous drummer had an idea to a song for the drums in the chorus of one of the songs of the album, and changed the dynamic of the chorus a lot. And it was a chorus in the style of First Day in Hell by Arcane. And instead of being heavy, I mean heavy as fuck, very, very, very heavy with inferno vibes, it was like a party. Only because of the drums. The voice, the guitar, and the bass were exactly the same. So the drums are very, very important part of the song. And that's why I write them down when I have a clear idea of how I want them, because they can change the song a lot and make the guitar sound bad.
Well, I can definitely tell, guys, you are the brains and the freaking slave driver.
He's got a gift for songwriting, and it pisses me off so much because I suck at writing songs. Like, it's not my thing, and I've tried it so many times, and it doesn't matter, and I'm slowly getting better, you know, but it takes me a lot of time to write a song.
But you have very good riffs. He has a very good riff in her computer. It's true that I helped her to write it down and to it. I helped it to take form, but the idea was hers, and was not an easy riff. It has a 15 by 16 bar. You bitch.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, he goes and like writes a song in a day, and it takes me so much time to write a small part of, you know, just a little phrase of like whatever melodies and like the lyrics and everything, and he does all of that, the guitars, the drums, the bass, everything in like a day. And then
it comes a solo, and that's like 1 month to 5 notes that song will.
That's not true. Stop lying.
No, that's true. It's like improvisating, it's easy for me. But for example, the solo of That We Trust, this is like that was very different from when I was improvisating over it. Because when I improvised over it, I sounded like Randy Rhoads playing death metal, and that was not the thing that I wanted.
You guys have such a brother-sister bond.
I mean, not exactly.
Well, like the way you guys are talking to each other.
Were weird.
I was saying the way that you guys are talking to each other.
Oh yeah, I know. No, but we're together. We've been together for like almost 2 years, so we've got that confidence.
Oh, that's even awesome. That's it. So you guys are so essentially he was dating you before, and then he asked you to join the band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So a little band romance then.
Yeah, but like we keep it
Let's hope
separated.
this doesn't fuck the band.
No.
The band doesn't fuck the relationship. It's like Alisa and Doing with Frankenstein now, like they are playing together a lot of time.
Yeah. No, but it's cool because also like knowing him when I joined the band, it made things a lot easier. Because I'm pretty shy and I don't know, like I just don't talk to people at all. But it helped me out a lot. And I had also just started doing vocals, so I was kind of insecure about it. But it was super helpful, and he's always super helpful and super
Also,
supportive.
when Leo joined the band, it became like it was serious. He is a serious boy and plays very good, but it's a full party. Like if you follow him on Twitter anytime, well, he tweets in Spanish, but boy, we and it's a pity that we can't show the images now. But he has made memes of the band, and we have a lot of fun with him.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like as a whole, we really complement each other, and it's a really good relationship. Even though we haven't known each other for that long, but I don't know. It's like that bond that music creates. But yeah, I've been in other bands, but it's never been this. You know, it's like they're my friends. And
Yeah, that band was like, you know, wait, I will search the name of the film in English. The Breakfast Club. A musical genius. Well, a few of them. Like there was a cellist and a drummer that were so good, but it was so like a party.
I mean,
And they are my friends too.
no, because it was not a serious band, which is fine because I had a lot of fun with them. But it's not like, you know, because now we're focusing on songwriting and writing for an album, and there it was just like, hey, let's play this song, which is also okay because as
Yeah,
I
it's
said,
a
I had
learning
a lot of fun.
experience.
But it's different stuff. It's just
Yeah,
different stuff.
it's a total learning experience. Anything, even
Yeah,
any failed attempts at a band or whatever happened before, it was just set you up for what you're doing now.
yeah, that's it.
And it's
But
like there's another band that I'm friends with. They're in Texas. They're called Tulip, and a similar story. It's a husband and wife, but they were in separate bands, and then they kind of went and left where they were at. There was more of a religion aspect. They were kind of like ostracized out, but now they formed this amazing band together after meeting each other and then creating it. So
that's cool.
it could be amazing chemistry in the future. And
Yeah.
keep going.
No,
But
I was.
now you guys are arguing about lyric writing and music writing.
No, I don't know, like lyric writing. I have to practice more, but I'm slowly working on it. As I said, it takes me a lot of time because I just never wrote songs before. You know, because even in this other band, I wasn't as a vocalist. I was singing as a guitarist. So it takes me a lot of time, but I slowly, you know, I'm slowly progressing, getting better, and then changing stuff that I wrote a few months ago. And
Oh, that's awesome. You guys are still, you're growing more, and your guys' music, I can hear it in the lyrics, and it's very interesting. So I was curious about, especially for, you guys are in Spain and then Colombia or anything, what makes you guys want to write your music in English as opposed to doing it in Spanish?
well, I mean, the public is just bigger. Like there's just more people that speak in English, and I personally prefer 100 times the way English sounds, especially for music, way more than Spanish. I don't know. I guess it's more of like a public thing.
Are you guys going to take a almost like a Ginger approach, I would say, and maybe throw some Spanish into some of the songs? So they throw in some kind of Russian whatnot in there,
Yeah.
in some of their songs. So maybe.
Ooh, I don't think so. Because as I said, I really don't like the sound of Spanish. It's not that I don't like it as a language. I just don't like how it sounds in music. For example, I think Russian is a super beautiful language and it sounds great in Ginger songs, but I just don't picture myself singing in Spanish at all.
No, it's understandable.
Yeah, and we have here in Spain like most of the rock groups that sing Spanish, well, rock or punk, they have very obscene lyrics. Like you tend to write obscene when writing Spanish, or if you try to write elegant, it sounds like poetry.
Yeah.
Like we have very good poets, but that's not music. Like Juan, José Espronceda with La Canción del Pirata. These are a metal version of that poem.
But it just doesn't sound metal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like it is a poem, and Spanish is good for poem and for literature, but for music, I like other languages more.
Well, it's really the best when someone always asks, like, okay, well, how would this band sound like? I would say musically, you guys actually sound very much similar to Trivium in the music sense, and then vocals are Enemy.
Okay. Yeah, could be.
That's all I would say, because Kasbeel is very technical on the guitar, and now knowing how much he is the brains behind everything, it makes sense. Because musically, you guys are very, very mature, surprisingly, very mature, and your voice has that nice, dark, that huge arch enemy, big guttural tone coming out of it.
Well, okay, thanks. Like that's a big compliment. No, but I guess it's a big influence. It's because it's kind of hard at the same time, with these kind of vocals, it's kind of limited. You can do a lot of stuff, but to try to cover a song and not to imitate how this person sounds, like it's kind of tricky because it's like, okay, you've got to make it sound nice. So my singing voice is never gonna be like another person's singing voice.
Yeah.
But with something that is just noise, I find it's easier to sound more a bit like this person and this person. So I'm trying to get my own sound because I don't want to sound like Elisa, or I don't want to sound like, because I don't want to imitate anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Arch Enemy has been a great influence for me. She was one of the singers that made me want to learn everything. So yeah.
Well, it's like you're still not even when you're doing your couples and posting them on Instagram and stuff like that, you're not sounding like any of them. You're still doing it your own way. So you still have your own voice while you're doing this.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I have a lot of work to do and I have a lot of stuff to learn. So I'm looking forward to changing my sound a little bit in the future because I'm happy with how it is right now. In proportion to how long I've been doing vocals and everything, but I can get so much better, and I want to get so much better.
Well, you guys definitely will. I mean, you guys are still so very young. You have nothing but time to get better, and I don't doubt you guys will not get better. Also, I love to, after everything is, I'm going to have this uploaded on YouTube and whatnot, and I'll have snippets and parts to show so people can see certain spots, and have your guys' Spotify, Instagram, everything, website. Do you guys have merch or anything like that you guys are, because I love to help promote you guys.
We're working on merch, but as I said before, we don't even have a logo yet, so something we have to get out of the way.
We are not working on merch because we don't have money to work on merch.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because the thing with not playing shows is that you don't get any money. It's not like playing a small show gives you anything, but like enough fun.
I think the last show that we played at, not the last, because the last was free and we knew that we weren't going to have money, but the previous one we were supposed to get money and we got like 17 euros, like 2.5 for each one.
Yeah,
it was, I won't say it was humiliating because it should have been humiliating to the other band, because we only public was there for us. I mean, boom, man.
Yeah, but as I said, it's a really limited scene here. So like, first of all, people are not willing to pay for shit. I don't know if they just don't value it or they just don't find why they should pay for seeing a local band. So at the end, the public of like metal shows here of local bands are other local bands going to see, support each other.
Yeah, mostly it's like let's go see this band to see if we can play with them.
Yeah, basically.
So I'm spending money to earn the same amount of money.
Yes.
Later.
Well,
as
at
I
least
said.
digitally, you guys have fans. You know, that's another big positive of Spotify and web and being able to put your guys' stuff on digitally. And you guys do.
Yeah, that's it. Like social media is the way out of this. Because as I said, we're not gonna get any money from shows here. So maybe selling merch outside of Spain or outside of Madrid will make us something, and then we can spend that on producing our music better. And it's kind of
Well, welcome to the
It's
road of
like
rock.
we have to talk with bigger bands here, like Saint Rapriest or the Direction, or maybe even Cannibal Grandpa if we manage to. And let's see if we can convince them to take us as support bands to go outside Spain with a little guarantee that we are not going to lose money.
yeah.
Well, not that much money. And see, for example, I know a band like Francis or Parentis. They are a band from Denmark. I first saw them in Aarhus in 2018. I was the only metalhead at the concert. It was a public concert, and there is a big metal scene at Denmark. And now, 2 years later, they have played in Copenhagen, and an employee from the A&R department of Napalm Records got in touch with them after the concert, and now they are launching. They have released an album with Napalm Records.
Yeah.
I mean that's sick.
We basically got a
But
spam.
here in Spain, that doesn't happen. There isn't people from great companies here seeing if there are any good bands.
Because there's no public at all. Like, there's no audience for it. Like, there would be no point in, I don't know, like Napalm Records or whichever it is, to have someone here looking for bands, because there's just no one that's gonna pay for, because it's...
Yeah. Well, it's...
Yeah, the thing is that those bands, the bands here don't have any attention because they don't have public, but also they don't have public because they don't have any attention.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I'm not gonna see this band because it's not famous, and it's not famous because I'm not gonna see them.
And that's kind of sad to see that,
That's
because
the biggest problem here in Spain.
Yeah.
That's sad to hear, because like at least on the American side, I'm in Orange County in California, and the music scene here is very large, and people will come on a Tuesday night just to go see a band they never heard of and come support them or whatnot.
It doesn't happen here.
That's sad to hear.
Yeah. So it's good there? Like, the scene is there in California? Is it big?
Oh yeah, the rock scene is huge here, especially in Southern California. There's more than before the quarantine. There's a concert going on every night. There's venues everywhere to play at. I have my favorites what I go to and whatnot. But shit, man, that's sad to hear, and I'm proud now to keep supporting you guys online and give.
And we're so thankful for it.
To listen to your music wise, and so another new way that people are doing stuff musically is independent record labels are picking up people online and helping to distribute them through online. So that could be another avenue that you guys can do, hopefully.
Yeah, like what we're gonna do is once we release more decent stuff, if we are maybe releasing, like, let's say we released a single like 2 weeks from now, what we would do is probably just tag as many record labels as we can on the posts and just spam them through social media.
Like Raven said to me that in a lead from Sumerian Records, they said that they can get in touch with bands that they have heard in social media as well as from a CD that they have from them. So from now on, every fragment of our songs that we upload, they will be uploaded with a certain quality, so we can tag Napalm Records, we can tag Sumerian Records, and see if there's lag. And as soon as we have the album recorded and with the artwork, by the way, it's been done by Saint Rapriest, a pretty good artist, and we will be sending the CD to every single record label that we know how to. For example, we can send it to Metal Blade because they don't accept demos, but Sumerian Records do. So
yeah. So
it's cool.
try to take every opportunity that we have to get in touch with a record label and pray that they like what we do, because there's also a lot of competition. Like the music market right now is crazy. There's
it is.
so many bands and so many good bands, and so like it's no longer about just being good, because you have to be, you have to make new stuff and you have to catch people's attention, but it also has to be good. And so
and you have to be lucky.
Yeah, you have to be really lucky. As I said, take any opportunity that you can and just pray that it works.
Even if you sing with a record label and they get you in a tour with a great band, you still have to be great live, not only at studio, so people like you. It's like, if let's say we tour with Born of Osiris, for example. Yeah, they are not a really great band. They are not really a really big band, but they are going to sell out almost every day.
Yeah.
But of these people that are going to see Born of Osiris, for example, only half of these people will like us if we do it well.
Yeah.
And if we don't, there's no one gonna like it, and there's no one gonna listen to us. Even if we do well and half of the people going to see Born of Osiris like us, only half of the people that like us will listen to us.
Yeah.
And we will only tour if there's enough people listening to us to go to a country without risking it. Because sadly, only moves money.
Yeah, I mean, it's about not losing money mostly. Just like I'd love to just go to, I don't know, California and play a show there, but I cannot afford that to begin with. Like none of us can.
Something that on the money aspect and whatnot, because that is always a factor for a band, and it's always going to be that risk that you have to take as an artist. To take that leap of faith. I'm going to do a tour, and so like a lot of artists, they pretty much live off their merchandise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's sometimes going to have to be a leap of faith, and I'm sure it's not as easy for you guys to do like a tour in Spain or any other country around you. As in the U.S., you can rent a van and take your band and go travel around the U.S. and do different shows. I understand that, but there's going to also be a point in time where you're going to have to take a leap of faith and we're going to do it and try to build up that audience.
No, definitely. But I find it like, especially now because we're super young, none of us work. Well, most of us don't even have work, so I don't have that money to invest in future stuff.
But that's going to come. I know it's going to come. And well, I'm seeing the clock down timer coming down from Instagram is going to kick us off because it has a timer for the hour time limit for Instagram Live.
Okay.
But thank you so much for your guys' time. And thank you, Kasbeel, as well, talking and discussing everything you did behind the music. It's amazing to hear the brains somewhat behind it, and then knowing that you guys, a little love connection behind the bands. But it was a pleasure to meet you guys, and
our pleasure.
And I'm going to continue to support you guys digitally and promote you guys because you guys are very talented, very young musicians that are rocking hard and big heavy metal sound.
Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much, dude.
Well, have a great weekend as well. Have a great Sunday for your evening and whatnot, and hope you guys continue to stay safe and we can come out of the coronavirus freaking headbanging. All right, you guys have a great evening.
You too.